Hi, my name is Ben Freer. I'm an immigration lawyer for entrepreneurs. And today I'm going to talk about the E2 visa interview. When you apply for the E2 visa abroad, you should expect to attend an interview before your application will be approved. This interview is anxiety-inducing because you will have a lot on the line. You will have already made a large investment in a US business, and a denial would cost you additional time and money. So you want this process to go smoothly. But how do you know what to expect? Well, I can't tell you exactly what to expect because all posts have distinct procedures that they follow. But I can give you a general idea of what to expect and offer some tips that will help you prepare for this big interview. First of all, what will you bring with you? This information will come from the consulate or the embassy through which you are applying. But generally, at a minimum, you'll bring your DS-160 confirmation page, your interview confirmation, your passport, and a hard copy of the full application package, as well as a credit card to pay the reciprocity fee if one applies in your particular situation. What should you expect upon your arrival? Before you arrive, take a look at your post's website to see if they have any information on entering the building. You can expect security to be tight. You'll go through metal detectors. It's unlikely that you can enter with laptops or any other larger electronic devices. Don't expect to be able to bring in large bags or backpacks. There's typically going to be a pre-security check and then a pre-interview check where they sort you by the type of application you are making. Depending on the post, this process can be a little confusing. So if you're in doubt about what you're supposed to do, don't panic, just ask for assistance. Okay, how about the interview? What should you expect of the interview? The length of the interview will depend upon the officer and the questions they have about the information that you presented in your application package. In my experience, these are generally pretty short because the post will typically reach out if they need further information or have any other questions. To give you an idea, my last one lasted about 5 minutes, and the officer asked only one question about job creation. So what are they going to ask? Well, obviously I don't know exactly what they're going to ask, but you can expect questions to be relatively basic, such as, what is the nature of the business? How much capital are you investing? What kind of employees are you expecting to hire? How many employees will you hire? How did you arrive at your personnel projections? How did you arrive at your revenue projections? How are you going to market this business? What will be your client base? Do you have any existing customers already, or are you in discussions with any? Have you hired any employee or advertised to find employees? What type of office space do you have? Have you conducted a similar business before? Now, this one is a fairly common question, and if this is the first time that you've set up a business like this, don't worry, just try to relate your experience and skill set to the new business. Okay, so let's move on to some general interview related tips. First of all, be prepared to talk about your business. This shouldn't be that hard because no one knows your business as well as you do, and you will naturally be able to talk about your plans. Know how you qualify. When you apply initially, you'll submit a brief in support of your application that explains how you meet all of the requirements. Review this document. Be ready to explain the factors that demonstrate your qualifications. Also, know your specific investment amount. Have a firm grasp on the financials of your company, particularly as it relates to your past expenditures. Study your table of contents. The purpose of this is to be able to quickly and easily find information if the officer asks about a particular document. Aside from those interview-related tips, I recommend a few common sense type tips. First of all, know where you're going. When I took the bar exam after graduating from law school, I had to travel to a different city. I arrived the night before the exam. I got a good night's sleep so that I would be fresh. It was super important for me to be at my best because if I didn't pass this exam, I wouldn't be able to practice law after putting a ton of time and effort into studying. So I was ready to go, but I didn't know exactly where the exam was being held. Now, of course, I had the directions, but I had never actually been there. As a result, on the morning of the exam, I missed my exit and I was panicking because I was thinking that I would be late and be unable to sit for the exam for another 6 months. Now, luckily, I eventually made it, but I could have saved myself a ton of anxiety if I would have scoped out the location the day before. So if you're unfamiliar with the embassy or the post where the interview is being conducted, go there the day before. Know where you're going to park. Calculate how long it will take you to get there. Plan to arrive at least 30 minutes early in case there is traffic or some unforeseen slowdown. Also, this is the time to put away the sweatpants or the yoga pants and break out the suit or the professional attire. Dress like you're going to the bank to apply for a loan. And this is totally a cliche, but if you look good, you'll feel good and more confident going into the interview. Finally, do not interrupt the officer. Let them take the lead. I know this sounds obvious, but when I get nervous, I oftentimes talk too much. And when I do this, I tend to interrupt people. You will likely be nervous, but that is okay. The nerves will actually help you perform. But remember to slow down. Listen to what the officer is saying and calmly respond. By following these tips and the instructions that are given to you by the post, you will be prepared and you'll be ready to confidently and calmly talk about your business and your qualifications for the E2 visa. I hope this general information was helpful. If you did enjoy this video, please like it or pass it along to someone who could benefit from it. Thank you for your time.